Hi, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Am I lagging behind? No, wait. Yes, okay. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. It's a little bit later than usual, but that's okay. Today I'm not going to be sketching. I'm going to be painting. I don't know how long this is going to be. I'm doing a grayscale value because that is part of my study. Let's see, how to explain this. So, I prepared a grayscale right here that I learned a while ago, but I haven't practiced. So, I'm going to try to recall the information that I learned. Also did a short review of what I learned to see if I can recall at the ready. So I'm gonna try to take this part slow as... Sorry, I got a bit distracted there. I want to try to recall as much as I can, as I haven't been able to do any shadow mapping lately because of my strange schedule. Let's see, what else? I also have a palette for her actual colors, which I'll use later if I have time to do it today. If I don't, it's going to be grayscale only today, and then the proper painting tomorrow. Not tomorrow, sorry, next time. My time lapse is on, so that hopefully everything will be recorded from top to bottom. Excuse me, I'm very... I'm lagging. I'm lagging a lot. Okay. I bit my inner cheek, so my mouth kind of hurts when I talk. Ow. Okay. So I'll just get back to this. I don't think I need to flip too much, but I'm not gonna full screen this because I'm gonna need to go back to my layer again and again and again. So first I'm going to do some shadow mapping. Requires this color. Let's see, lessons is shadow mapping, which is just placing down your shadows, then filling in those base shadows, then finding all the core shadows, which is just shadows reflected off each other. Then there's the occlusion shadow, which is the darkest shadow. And then, wow, lighting comes last. So yeah. Oh, actually, maybe keeping it zoomed out makes more sense so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, hello, Owl. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing a painting today. And I'm not sure if you were here to listen to all of it. I'm doing shadow mapping right now, which is me placing the shadows on the spots that I want to shade. Everything will be in grayscale for now, and then I think next time I'll be able to put in the actual colors. You love grayscale? Oh, I'm glad. I'm not new to it, but I really should practice it more. The shadows are very important. So I have layers for my shadow mapping. That's the layer I'm on right now. I have one for my core shadows, which would be for later, and the occlusion shadow, which I'm kind of wondering if I actually need. I think I do somewhere, but I have to find it. Shadow here. Yeah, I do want to make this a 3D shape. Let's see. Okay, let me think. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, yeah. I'll put it here too. Oh, I should also say that I'm not zooming in because I want to see what I'm doing. I think zooming in might screw me over. Because like I'm gonna miss a spot. I want to miss a spot because I want to see the whole canvas. Zooming in actually like could help in some aspects, but it can actually like hurt. Okay. Although I don't mind rotating. Happens to me makes things unbalanced, yeah. I mean, I do understand, like, the appeal of zooming in. Because, you want to get every single detail, right? But then, like, unless someone is zooming in on your work, that those details don't really matter too much. I know to some degree that having attention to detail makes a lot of sense, but it has to be visible to everyone. It has to be also like visible to people who notice it. Not too much. I'm wondering how much shadow I want here. Maybe not too much. There we go. I'll be heading back out tomorrow and Friday. Not sure what's happening this weekend though. I'm hoping to be back this weekend because I don't want to spend another weekend away. Let's not do the hair. Yeah, I do travel a lot. It's because well, because I'm needed somewhere else, that's why. After like, it's been a month's time now, but I've been part-time caretaker for my dad, so that's why I've been traveling a lot. And that's why I haven't been doing these streams consistently 4 times a week. Like, I've been home since Monday, and because of that, I was just way too tired on Monday. I just want to spend Monday to myself doing what I need to do to recover. good to recover from that. Yeah, especially with as long as my hours have been this past weekend. It's way. I feel like a day was not enough, but it was enough for me. I don't want to be like too greedy with my downtime. Okay. So let me review my notes here. Okay, yeah. Let's just fill in these shadows then. Okay, if you're wondering why I'm not using the fill tool, it's because I don't want to. I often find myself in a spot where the fill tool actually wastes more time than it saves. Depends on the person. I don't use it neither. Yeah. I used to use it a lot, but then I find myself erasing because I missed like this one spot that it leaked through. Hard shadows are looking good. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna erase some of this. This is not gonna work out. I'm gonna fix this finger as well. This is too much in the dark. Okay. No, not there. I want to introduce light over here. Some of these shadows I'm gonna have to soften. And something that I realized between traditional and digital is that traditional, you can do soft and hard shadows all in one go. All in one tool, I should say. Meanwhile, maybe not all in one tool. What I mean is, like, when it comes to shadow mapping, in the very least, you can put in a hard shadow line and a soft shadow line with the same tool. You can't really do that with a digital brush. You need a separate tool for that. Rendering is hard, yes. But it gets easier the more you do it, so... I think that's something that that you become mindful of when you practice something. You realize, like, one, you can decide on the fly, and two, like, you can just get faster at it eventually. Okay, so those are all my shadow mapping. I'm just gonna do a little glance to see if I missed any spots. I think I missed here. Okay. Also want to put one here. I'm also going to put one here as well. Okay, let's take a look again. I'm not going to move on yet. I'm going to soften the spots I want to soften. So I need my blur tool. No, not there. Here. Because her hoodie is soft, I'm gonna blend the hoodie shadows in some spots. Have you tried copy pasting the hard shadow layer and blurring on top? I see some people do that. I've never tried that before, actually. I kind of wonder why they do that. The thing is, when you see people do something, you kind of have to question why they do it. Because thinking about their decision making makes you understand why they do it. So you can't just straight copy someone and just not get why. Blend these skin a little bit.
No smoke with my collective, gotta respect it, fucking protect it. You can find that L on my record, better accept that I'm a king. You all talking without the action, you show off and needed some practice. We go hard, we making it happen, ain't no capping. Your thing, better applaud when I go off. Let me show you how it's done. None of the odds, take out a squad, you can't eat me running.
There we go. I think I'll keep that as a somewhat soft shadow. Actually, I'm not sure. Because I think of it as a hard fabric. Maybe like a shiny fabric. Maybe here. And here. So, strong light here. I think I got some of the spots. Okay. I'm gonna do a quick check. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Okay. Now I'm gonna move on to the foreshadow, which is a slightly darker shadow. Foreshadows are not everywhere. They only appear in spots where there are like two shadows, where the shadow is reflected into itself. So let's say, for example, her hand. Foreshadow would show up here. And to a degree here. Let's see, actually, yeah. So reflect it here. And I think here. I suppose down there as well. Though I'm gonna have to blend it a bit. I think shadowing is a strength of mine. You really think so? Again, I appreciate the compliment, but for a while it was my weakness and I just never practiced it. So to hear you say that actually makes me kind of happy. I guess I have understood what I was learning in a way. I'm not sure I like this here. Let's redo that. I also have a note here from my lessons. I'm kind of relying on that a little bit. But that's all in pencil. So yeah, it seems like you put a lot of thought into shadowing and textures and it looks good. Oh, I see, I see. Thank you, thank you. Oh, my pen. My key. Okay. Okay, so I guess I am reiterating what I've learned successfully, if you really do believe that, Owl. So that's good to know. Kind of wondering if I wonder if I'm nailing it quite right. I know I'm not supposed to blend all of the core shadows. I can blend some of them. I can't make it too thin. Like, even just a little bit here. Oh, wait, I did that in the wrong direction. I want to pull this down. Out, pull out. Translating this from charcoal to digital really is a trip, to be honest. Because when I did this with pencil, I'm essentially like I'm using like the flat side of a pencil and I'm just like shading it down, and then I go over it again to make it darker. But here I can't do that. I can't get that softness, so I have to use the blending and the blur tool to get the same effect. But the small problem is that both those tools make things a little bit too soft. So I have to go back and paint it again. I want that shadow to come back. Oh, hello, Taurus Warrior. Welcome to the stream. I was explaining my shadow nonsense. I think this is... How's it going? It's going pretty well. I'm doing some shadow mapping on my character in digital. I'm essentially taking what I learned offline and applying it here. I'm also working slower because I was told working slower is better. Because I need to catch all the spots I need to hit. Oh, there's just a little bit. Actually, let's put it like that. Let's see, where else can I hit? Shading looks great. Nice balance, by the way. Thanks to both. Let's see. I think there's one here. Not too much. Sorry you had to say it. Well, I appreciate the honesty. How about that? I think I'll put one right here. Shoot. I just kind of erased that a little bit. Hey, I don't want to erase too much. I'm not actually erasing, but I'm blending it too much to a point where it's just disappearing, and it's kind of annoying. Info on this OC writes, the lore on this OC, she is... Her name... Well, I should start with her name, first of all. Her name is Seiren, spelled S-E-I-R-E-N. I've chosen to make her... Well, initially she was just like a throwaway because I was just drawing... I was drawing a George Bridgman figure, and I just kind of like built upon that sketch. So she was just like a stream of consciousness character, in which I just built it just because I wanted to have some fun. But the info on her lore is that she's a succubus who's a bit of an anti-hero. By which I mean, if you're a good human being, but if you have a problem in your life, she'll help you out, but she won't let you know. She'll just, like, help you behind your back. But if you're a terrible person, like, if you're an awful human being, she will be very direct with you, and she will take care of you in her own special way. She is amused by humans, or humanity in a general. Like, she likes human food. She helps in silence, exactly. She's a bit of a vigilante. I guess in a way she's a anti-angel. Anti-guardian angel makes more sense. She's amused by human food. She likes to eat human food even though she doesn't need it. She actually prefers just to, like, eat human emotions because that's her actual food. But also she eats human souls. So let's say if you're a good person, but, like, you're very stressed out and you're being burdened by your own stress, she will eat your stress and you would feel suddenly better, but you don't know why. That's the type of person she is. Lovely, yes. Also, because she's a succubus, she uses her charm to get what she wants. So sometimes she wants your negative energy, so like she'll lure you in with her charm and just like take away your anger, take away your stress, take away your anxiety, and she just eats it because that's what sustains her. That's only if you're a good human. If you're a bad human, she's gonna mess you up. Fair enough, yeah. Actually, the core wouldn't be here. It would be... here. Yeah, we can get what she's gonna lure us in with. Okay. also gonna put it right here. So, trying to check what else I can add here. I guess this is sort of in the dark a little bit. Whoops. Okay. I think that's enough for the core shadow. So let's look at the occlusion shadow, which is the darkest shadow. Occlusion shadows are usually in spots where the light cannot get to. So I think the few places that is basically like right under her jaw. Let's not make that too dark though. And the thing about occlusion shadows that they need to be blended out because the light is just gonna catch it eventually. So occlusion shadows are usually like the smallest shadow. It's the closest to the source. It's usually in between another other shadow, and it usually gets blended out. So it's one of the softer shadows. Actually, what I'm gonna do is like blend the edge, then blur the rest. Let's see, there's one more spot. I'm gonna put an occlusion shadow, and it's in her hand. And over here. I'm not gonna blend this spot because I don't think it's necessary. It's still like a kind of a cast shadow. Here, though, might need a little bit of blending. Only a little bit. Okay, so... Okay, so those are all the main shadows. Now I'm gonna add in the soft shadows. These usually go on top of everything else. Let's see. And I think it's this one. It's gonna be interesting because I'm going to be switching between the selection tool and my airbrush in certain spots. Because I still want a cast shadow. Let's do an invert. Yeah, invert. Again, if I was using a pencil in real life, this would just be really light strokes that I'd be doing. But I have the airbrush to use, and I need to be very careful when I use the airbrush because I don't want things to look too soft. I don't mind the skin looking soft, but I can't have the clothes looking too soft. Zoom in on that hand a little bit. Soft shadows. I should probably explain this. Soft shadows is basically just diffused light that hits like parts of the, let's say, the human body in a way that's where there's too much light, but there's just enough. There's not enough lighting to hit the plane side of a body part. So let's say, for example, the hand, right? The hand has several different planes because it's very bony. This counts as a side, this is a side, this is a side, this is a side. So when light hits it, it gets, because it's such a rounded shape, it's going over a surface like a ball. It's gonna get diffused over that shape. That's why I'm using the airbrush for these shapes. Thing is, I don't want to overdo it, otherwise it's gonna look too messy, I believe. This is why I go back and erase. Yes. I know I'm explaining it for you guys, but I'm actually explaining it more for me as well, so I can remember my own technique. Because, like I said, this is kind of like a half study, half just painting. Because it's been a while since I did a proper painting. I think the first live stream I had was a painting, and even though I finished it in I think 3 live streams, I wasn't satisfied with the way it looked because I felt like I sped through it, and that's a bit of a problem. So this time I'm just gonna take my time, take it slow, and make sure I hit all the spots I need to hit. Actually, I'm gonna erase that top part because I think I want light to go up there. Yeah, I definitely want light to go up there. Not too much here, not too much there. You really should slow down when it comes to shadowing and painting. I get extra in the moment. Super extra in the moment. Yeah. Do you mean like you get really excited or you just like want to get it over with as quickly as possible? Because that used to be me as well. I wonder if I should put shadow in the face. I'm thinking about it. You know what? I'm gonna add some soft shadows to her face. Just so it's not completely blank. Oh, hey Freezing! Welcome to the stream. I'm doing a grayscale painting. More like, get over with it. I really hate rendering and shadowing and line art and character design. I don't even know why I do this in the first place. Dang, bro. You shouldn't really have a why am I here moment. Looking good so far? You really think so? Yeah, zoom out. Okay, yeah, I think so. Thing is, I'm thinking about the clothes, how to shade some of the clothes. I'm kind of relying on another artist and how they do it. I think they use mostly hard shapes when it comes to clothing anyway. Yeah, that makes sense. They make a lot of distinct shapes. Actually, let me check something else. If any of you recall, there's an art parent that I follow, and that's Leduc. I love the way that Leduc paints her characters. because if you were to like zoom in on them, it's like it's a little bit messy, a little bit loose, but still is cohesive. She really knows how to use textured brushes mostly. Actually, she doesn't really use soft shapes for clothes. I mean, she does, but when I mean shapes, I mean like shadows. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's mostly like hard shadows, except when it's going away from the lights. So it just follows the same rules. But you still see it. I don't want to use the airbrush if I don't need to. Is essentially what I mean. So I'm just gonna like make some shapes. Where's my brush? Okay. That's another thing I have with sorry, not have. Another thing I do when I'm switching between tools, I just brain fart it and I forget where things are temporarily. I'm gonna blur one side. Because this would be hitting light. This side is hitting light. Eventually I'll get to the light part. Shoot. Let's see. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with the blend tool. Like, I need it, but also, like, it does more erasing than it helps. That's all I'm going to add to the clothes. Especially for the soft shadows. Oh wait, that's a blend. Blur it, excuse me. Okay. You know what? I think I want to erase some of this part. Okay. Now, the last part, final part, is adding light to all of this. Oh boy. Whoops. I picked the wrong thing. Oh my gosh. I didn't mean to minimize my program. Oh my gosh. This has no right being look. This had no right to be looking this damn great. Thank you. Oh wait, what was I gonna do? Right, I need a soft light and I need a hard light. Shoot. Hard light comes last. Can you believe this is like how everything works? Hard light. So it's shadow maps. So the main shadows, then the core shadows. Wait, hold on. Let me start one more time. Shadow mapping places all the main shadows, but some of them are core and some of them are soft edges. Some of them are hard, some of them are soft edges. Core shadows are a reflection of shadow to shadow with some light. It's like a core shadow is basically a shadow being bounced off of another shadow. Occlusion are dark spots where no light hits, but softens out as it hits the light. Then there's the soft shadows, which is the rounding of the shape. And then there's, lastly, very lastly, actual light. Holy crap. I did all that just to get to light. Soft light. Okay, I want to light some spots with my airbrush. One of them being her face, her cheeks. Actually, let me do that again. You're finally getting some spotlight, exactly. Hi, Priscilla? Welcome to the stream. I'm just adding some light to her face and to other spots. Lights. Actually, I'll just use both soft light and hard light in this spot because it's a bony part. Put light here. And where else do I want to add it? I guess, yeah, definitely here. What I hope to do when I'm done with the grayscale is to do an overlay in which I add all the colors. But I'm not sure how that'll work. Because I think I have to do more rendering with the overlay colors. Oh, you know what? I missed a spot. It's a spot somewhere. It's right here. There we go. Forgot to add that part. Alright, let's go back to light. Here. There. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. I wonder if that's bright enough. I think it's bright enough for me. I don't want the light to be too bright. You don't want things to be completely white or completely black. Let's see here. I also want lights here. Let's see, it's here as well. Man, there's so many places I have to hit. I think I also have to hit the bottom lip as well. Let's see here. I would have to hit top. And when I say top, I mean actual top. Because because the bottom lip actually has two planes. There's the top of the lip where everything or light would actually hit it, and then there's the bottom part where there's a shadow. I'm gonna have to go back and do some other stuff, especially in my the menu. Sorry, what? The metal parts on her top. Because I missed that, because there's clearly shadows there. I completely forgot about the metal parts. Because, maybe I should just do it here, just so I can remember when I have to go over it. Because this is gonna be its own thing. Metal is shiny and reflective and stuff like that. So it doesn't need a... doesn't need too much detail. It's all gonna be like... mostly hard shadows. Whoop. So I'm gonna use the core shadow map for some of these parts that are in the shadow here. So it can be seen. Okay. And what else is there to do? Excuse me. Losing my voice again. Need some water. Excuse me. Let's see. Pretty sure I missed some spots here. Maybe it's all the metal spots. Plus there's that strap that I'm thinking about. I don't want to do that. Maybe like this. This does not have core shadows. I think it should be fine. Maybe a little bit up here, where it meets the hoodie. That's basically like not much of a thing. I also want to put some hard light on the jewelry. Is on her ear. In there. And maybe a little bit here, but it's not gonna be too visible because of her hair. And the metal parts here again. I hope in the full painting process, because I actually do plan on painting over the sketch layer. So I hope in the full painting process I'm able to fix some things or at least remember to fix them. Dang it. Let's see. Let me just make it simple over here. This part doesn't have to be too complicated. Okay, I'm gonna take a moment to review what I did. It looks good so far. I feel like there's some shadows that are missing. And I know it's in her hair, but that's usually something I do separately because shading on the hair is very different than shading the body and clothes. Mostly because it follows one direction or multiple directions depending on the hair type and the hairstyle. So in this case, if I were to shade her hair, it would just be like bottom shadow and a little bit of top shadow and then some mid highlights and then just the actual lighting. Which I will do in its own separate thing. But right now I think I missed a spot somewhere with the soft shadows. It might be the horns, now that I think about it. Yeah, some parts of the horns need that value going upward. Okay. Let's see. I think I've done what I could do. That's not the hair so far. But there has to be more, so I think it's here on the collarbone. And perhaps here. I think I need to soften that, actually. Same with this side. Okay, so as for her hair. Okay. Hair needs a separate layer for one thing. It also needs a... Oh, it has a base value. I already put that down. Yeah, her hair's pink, so it's a light color. Maybe I can make it a bit darker? Yeah, I'm gonna make it a little bit darker. It's okay for me to be a bit messy here, because, you know, eventually this will all be cleaned up. I just want to get all the colors right. I also think I wanted to use a clipping layers for her hair. Actually, I should probably put it in a different folder now that I think about it. Probably makes more sense to do that. Yeah, let's just organize it like that. Ugh. I gotta clean my tablet, jeez. It's not dirty in the traditional sense, it's dirty in the sense that it's smeared with the stylus substance. So it needs to be a wipe down. Well, I'm just gonna freebies this. Take some damn time. I know there are artists who like use the selection tool to like keep everything in and they clip stuff around, and like I get it, they want their art to be super neat, but sometimes the flaws in the painting are there for a reason. I don't know. Like not everything has to be perfect. I mean, there are real paintings that are not perfect. Like their brushstrokes are not super clean and such. There's no use in overextending yourself making something hyper perfect. Just make it as best as you can. Okay. Let's see here. What is this called? It's not really shadow mapping. Well, I guess it kind of is. Shadow maps. Clip. This time, using a clipping layer makes sense because I don't want another bleed into my other work. So essentially, when it comes to shading hair, it's directional. That's why I'm going this down. It makes sense to go down because she has straight hair. I'm gonna like add more back here. I'm also gonna darken this spot a bit more. Okay. And she's gonna have the same shadow direction at the top. Some spots that I miss. Just gonna fill it out real quick. Okay, that's one shadow map, and then there's going to be another one that's going to be darker than that because it's going away from the light. But it's not really the it's not really a core shadow in a sense. So, but I will name it as such just for the sake of brevity. These are all away from the light. Especially back here. This part would be a bit darker. Excuse me. Now, of course, considering her hair is pink, I could just not do that. But I think that I will. Actually, I'm gonna change the spot for this. I'm gonna put this on top. I'm gonna put that color on top. And in the back. Put this in the back here. And it's gonna be around her crown. So it will be up here. I'm gonna have to blend it, but in a very strange way. I technically have a brush that can do that, but I don't quite like the way it does it. It's a textured brush. guess it's good enough for what I need it for, but I don't know. I'm really using it more of like a blending tool than really an actual brush. So right now I'm just erasing and painting and erasing and painting. That's the effect I'm going for. The reason why I don't like this paintbrush is the texture isn't always in my favor because it's way too straight. And it's not really good for like up here when I need to like when I need to get it a certain direction. Even when I curve it, it looks weird. Dang. What time is it? Time is now 11:46. I'm gonna have to end the stream in about 15 minutes. But I feel like I definitely did get a lot done. Actually, I don't have that there. Let's move down here. There we go. I definitely got a lot done here. Maybe I can put it here as well. Yeah. So the brush I'm using right now is called a brush hair tool. I saw it on the Clip Studio Asset Store. I got it for free. The creator described it as like just a quick and easy hairbrush shading tool, but it doesn't quite work the way I want it. So I just kind of use it as a blending tool. What's my favorite part of the drawing process? My favorite part of the drawing process is honestly the design. Like just creating the character or the pose is the best part, honestly. When it comes to rendering, I tend to like kind of avoid it because in the past I had bad feelings about it. Mostly because I was copying mistakes of other artists, or I copied their decisions without understanding what they were. And that led to my work looking a bit strange, looking a bit off. And that's when I got a bit fed up with it. Fed up with the whole rendering thing. Which is why I sought out a class that will help me with that. And they teach you, well, the course I'm taking is drawing, but they teach you how to render in the drawing class. So the way they render anything, whether it's light and shadow and just the base colors, it's all in pencil, but it's all in a way that's understandable. Like, they draw in a sense that it looks like they're painting, and that's a good idea because it translates perfectly into actual painting. But the thing is, with digital painting, it's a bit different because you just can't have a pencil do everything because the digital pencil can only do like one direction. It can do one width based on how you set it. You can't really change it as readily as you would with like a sharpened charcoal pencil. So it's a lot of like tools switching in digital painting rather than in like traditional, or you're just using just one tool and maybe your eraser. That's it. Eventually, I will get it to a level where I will use multiple pencils and a blending stump and all that stuff, but I'm not quite there yet. But essentially, what I'm learning now is working now because it's translating very well. So even though in the past I really hated the rendering process, I don't hate it now because I actually understand how to do it. Maybe I just didn't like it back then. Mostly because, honestly, I think most online tutorials are way too simplified. I think that's the reason why I didn't like rendering too much. It's oversimplified to the sense like when you go back and look at the artist's actual work, it looks nothing like what they taught. Put a little bit of lighting up here. Should I put something back there? Let me see. Will it make sense, actually? Maybe it'll make sense, like, here. I'll blend it like so. Okay, and last but not least, the actual hard light. No, I wouldn't call it a hard light, but the brightest parts, basically. But I will call it hard light, just for the sake of it. This will be the brightest part of the picture. And that usually goes on top of certain highlighted spots. So, here. As well as here. See, if this was traditional, this would be just, erasing, mostly. I'm gonna do that slowly because I want it to look Oh, over here. I feel like I am still missing some parts. I don't know. Maybe some soft shadows somewhere? Thinking about it. But I don't want to over-design. Overvaluing can hurt the picture. Undervaluing can also hurt the picture. This is why taking my time to look and see what looks too blank and just giving it more to go with. I think I'm done with the hair though. It's just that this side of the hoodie bothers me a lot. And so does this side as well. Maybe it bothers me because I'm thinking that this hand should cast a shadow on this spot. I think I'll make it look like that. My eraser. There we go. Now, because I did that, the spot needs darker shadows. Oh, wrong brush. There we go. Still needs more, I think. It still needs more work, and yet I'm rapidly running out of time. I have like 3 minutes left. Well, since I'm about to wrap up, I might as well say that I don't know exactly when I'll be back. But when I do know, for sure, I'll make an announcement either on Twitter, Threads, or Artfol. Just to let you guys know when I'll be back. And then we will continue from where we left off with this character, Seiren. And by then, I'll be adding her actual colors onto her. But I think she probably needs some soft shadows in this spot. Especially here. Yeah, it looked a little bit blank. You didn't forget to turn on the time-lapse recording for this, right? I didn't. I checked before I started. It says that it's recording. I don't know. Do you guys want a time-lapse of the grayscale, or do you want to wait for everything we finish? Because I don't mind doing both. It's just I would have to, like... Thing about the time-lapse on this, I would have to export the grayscale one. And then, for it to be a completely separate thing, I would have to turn off the time-lapse, then turn it back on for the coloring part. I don't think that makes sense to me, honestly, so I'm going to export the grayscale version, but I'm not going to turn off the recording. Just so that I have a time-lapse for today to put up on YouTube. So... That being said, I'm done for today. I wouldn't mind waiting for the whole thing to finish, whatever's easier to me. Okay, so I'm going to make a time-lapse of the grayscale, and then I'm not gonna end the recording. I'm just gonna keep it as is. That way, hopefully, Clip Studio can make a minute of both the grayscale and the color, but if it can't, I'll make the color one also a separate thing. But I'll try to mash them both together. But it has to be condensed into a minute's time. That's the whole problem. That's the whole problem with YouTube Shorts. It has to be under a minute. So, that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you next time. I know it's only like Wednesday, but I probably won't be here to wish you a happy weekend. So, have a good weekend to all you folks out there. I will see you next time. Until we meet again, stay safe.